All right, welcome to another deep dive. You know, we love diving deep into these cultural moments that, well, they kind of shake things up a bit. And that's exactly why we're tackling Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl LAX halftime show today.
Ah, yes. Lamar at the Super Bowl. Now, that was something else.
Right. I mean, on the surface, you've got the Eagles and the Chiefs battling it out. The Eagles ended up winning 40-22, preventing the Chiefs from getting that historic three-peat victory.
Yeah, huge game for the Eagles, but honestly, Lamar's performance, it was the real game changer for a lot of people. It had everybody talking.
For sure. And it's not like there weren't other big names there. You had President Trump in the audience, Taylor Swift cheering on Travis Kelce, her boyfriend. I mean, John Hamm and Bradley Cooper were even there. Big names all over the place. But Lamar, he really stole the show.
He did. And you know, to really get it, we have to remember who Kendrick Lamar is. We're talking about a Pulitzer Prize-winning rapper.
Yeah.
This isn't your typical pop star churning out radio hits. Lamar's known for his complex lyrics, his thought-provoking themes.
Yeah, he's not exactly known for being, mainstream.
Exactly. So when a guy like that takes on the Super Bowl halftime show, a platform that's, well, traditionally all about that mainstream appeal, you know, the big hits, the spectacle, you get something, well, pretty unique.
Unique is a good word for it. Critics have been using words like esoteric, uneven but incredibly ambitious.
Esoteric, yeah, that's a good one. And I think it all starts with his choice to open with, well, get this, a completely new song, something nobody had ever heard before.
Seriously, no big hits, no throwbacks.
Nope. Fans on the Kendrick Lamar subreddit are calling it bodies. But yeah, it was a completely new track. Super bold move, especially for the Super Bowl, which is usually all about the familiar, the sing-alongs.
So it's like he's making a statement right out the gate, like, this is my art, take it or leave it.
Exactly. And that artistic vision extended to, well, everything, even his outfit. He was wearing this varsity jacket by Martine Rose, a British designer, paired with these really wide-leg jeans. A very distinct look, you know.
Yeah. It definitely made a statement.
And then, of course, there were the theatrical elements. The set was designed to look like a Compton Street corner, a clear nod to his upbringing, where his music comes from. And then you have Samuel Jackson showing up as Uncle Sam. Like, whoa, right?
No kidding. Samuel L. Jackson is Uncle Sam.
Yeah, and he's directly challenging Lamar. He calls him too loud, too reckless, too ghetto, which, you know, creates this really powerful contrast.
Wow, heavy stuff. And then you had the dancers forming the American flag. It was a lot to take in.
Definitely a lot of symbolism layered in there.
Hmm.
And it definitely got people talking. Some viewers, they might have wanted those big anthems, those familiar hits. But for others, this was something different, something that actually dared to, well, say something.
Yeah.
To challenge those expectations.
It sounds as more than just a halftime show, honestly.
It was. And then there was the whole thing with the diss track aimed at Drake, Not Like Us, which had already been causing a stir. It was this super provocative song wrapped up in a legal battle with their record label, Universal Music.
This legal battle, what was that all about? Why was everyone so fired up about it?
Well, you see, the song itself, it contained some pretty serious accusations. And there were questions about whether Lamar even had the legal right to release it.
So it was about more than just the music.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It was about ownership, control, artistic freedom, and that tension, it spilled over into the Super Bowl. Everyone's on the edge of their seats wondering, is he going to perform it? Is he going to risk it all?
So did he? Did he perform Not Like Us?
He did, but not before, teasing the audience a bit. He even joked about potential lawsuits adding to all the drama. Then he kind of shifted gears, performed his collaborations with SCA, Luther, and all the stars, like a bit of a calm before the storm.
Sounds like he knows how to keep people guessing.
Oh, yeah, he's a master of that. And then finally, boom, he drops Not Like Us. You could feel the energy in the stadium shift. It was electric.
Did he censor any of it? I mean, given the legal stuff and all.
He did censor some of the lyrics, probably to avoid any, issues. Yeah. But even with the changes, it was still powerful. It was like, in that moment, he achieved a victory of his own.
And this is all happening while the Chiefs are facing a pretty big loss at halftime, right? So you've got this interesting contrast, this clash of victory and defeat playing out.
It is interesting, right? You have the Chiefs experiencing a loss on the field, and then Lamar achieving this artistic victory, in a way, on that same stage. But that's not even the end of the story. We still have those mysterious flags to talk about.
Oh, yeah, the Palestinian and Sudanese flags on top of his car on the field. Where did those even come from?
Nobody knows. It's a complete mystery. Some think it was a political statement. Some think it was a random act of well, I don't know, disruption.
Hmm.
But whatever the reason, it just adds another layer of mystery to an already pretty enigmatic performance.
It's like he's leaving these clues, these little breadcrumbs, and inviting us to figure it all out.
Exactly. And that's what makes a performance so compelling. It's not just about entertainment. It's about provoking thought, challenging assumptions, sparking conversation. And that's what we're going to keep doing as we dive deeper into this performance. Okay, so we're back and ready to unpack even more of this performance. Let's start with the music. Like we were saying, that choice to open with Bodies, a song nobody knew. I mean, that's a big statement right there.
It really is. It's like he's saying, yeah, this is the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to play by the usual rules, you know?
Right. He's totally subverting expectations. The halftime show is usually all about, those big hits that everyone knows, playing it safe.
But Lamar's like, nah, I'm going to do things my way.
And it makes you wonder what the audience really wants, right? Are they open to something new, something different, something that makes them think, or do they just want those familiar hits?
It's almost like a social experiment or something, testing the boundaries.
Totally. And then you have the whole not like us thing, which, like we said, was already pretty controversial. It's not just some diss track. It was tied up in this legal battle with Universal Music, their record label.
Yeah, you mentioned that before, but I'm still a little fuzzy on the details. What made this legal battle such a big deal?
Well, the song itself was pretty explosive. There was some pretty serious accusations in there, and there were questions about whether Lamar had the right to release it in the first place.
So it was about more than just music. It was about, ownership, control.
Exactly. Artistic freedom.
Yeah.
And that context, it's so important when you think about that Super Bowl performance. It's like he's bringing this whole legal battle onto this huge global stage.
Yeah, it's like he's saying, look, this is bigger than just me and Drake. This is about artists' rights, about power in the music industry.
Exactly. And just by performing that song, even with some parts censored, he's making a statement. He's pushing back.
It's tricky, though, right? I mean, he's got these legal restrictions, broadcast rules, and he's still trying to deliver a powerful performance.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. You have this artist pushing boundaries, but it's all happening in this really controlled commercial environment.
It's like a clash of cultures playing out on the Super Bowl stage.
Right. And then, of course, you have the audience reaction, which was all over the place. Some people, they loved it. They were like, yeah, this is amazing. This is art. And others, they were confused, maybe even a little disappointed. They just wanted those big hits,
It must be tough to try to please everyone. Someone's always going to be unhappy no matter what you do.
That's a Super Bowl for you. But I think, in a way, that divided reaction, it shows how much of an impact Lamar had. He's making people feel something.
It's not just background music. It's making people react, think, even get upset.
But that brings us back to the question we were talking about earlier. Is the Super Bowl halftime show changing? Can you actually have this kind of artistry, this kind of challenge at an event like this?
Lamar's pushing the limits, that's for sure. Maybe he's showing us what's possible.
And then, just when you think you've kind of, figured it all out, you have those mysterious flags on his car on the field.
The Palestinian and Sudanese flags. That's the detail that just keeps coming back to me. What do you think they meant?
It's hard to say for sure. Maybe it was a political statement, a way to show solidarity with those communities,
Or maybe it was about something bigger, like global conflict, how we're all connected.
It's interesting, though, right? Because it just adds another layer to the whole thing. Suddenly, it's not just about the music. It's about politics. It's about global issues.
Lamar is expanding the conversation beyond just, the Super Bowl, even American culture.
And the fact that nobody seems to know how those flags got there, it adds to the mystery, right? It's like he's giving us this puzzle and saying, figure it out.
He's keeping the conversation going.
Which is what art should do, right?
Yeah.
It should spark dialogue, challenge what we think we know, make us look at the world in new ways.
Okay, so here we are. The final part of our deep dive into Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. We've talked about the music, the visuals, the controversy. I mean, where do we even land on all of this? Was it just another halftime show or something bigger?
I think it was definitely more than just your average Super Bowl spectacle. Lamar's performance, it really was a moment,
Yeah.
A moment that got people talking, debating, thinking.
Yeah, and for so long, these halftime shows, they've been all about playing it safe, right? Big hits, flashy visuals. But Lamar, he did something different.
He really did. And he showed that you can be artistic, you can challenge things, and still totally captivate a huge audience.
And it wasn't just the music. I mean, remember those Palestinian and Sudanese flags that just, like, appeared on his car?
Yeah, that was bold. I mean, that could have easily backfired.
Totally. But it didn't. It just created even more buzz, more conversation.
And that's what a truly great performance does,
Yeah.
right? It's not just about entertaining. It's about getting people to think, to question things.
Pushing boundaries,
Yeah.
making people see things in new ways.
Exactly. And I think Lamar, he's opened the door for other artists to do the same. Maybe the Super Bowl halftime show can be more than just a spectacle.
Yeah, like a platform for art, for commentary, for, I don't know, even activism.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, I kind of want to leave you with a challenge.
A challenge. Okay, I'm game. What is it?
Don't just, passively watch these things. Really engage with them, question them, think about what they're saying.
Don't be afraid to get a little uncomfortable, right?
Exactly. And if you want to keep exploring Lamar's work, definitely check out Not Like Us. It's a complex song, a bit controversial, but it's worth a listen.
It gives you a glimpse into how he thinks, how he challenges things. So yeah, give it a listen, see what you think, and let us know. We always love hearing your perspectives.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.